Welcome everyone to the August 11th public meeting of the Town of Conception Bay South Council. Welcome everyone to this evening's proceedings, and we'll start like we always do with our land acknowledgement. The Town of Conception Bay South would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. We also respectfully acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Innu of Nitassinan, the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, and the Inuit of Nunatuavut. We strive for respectful partnerships with all the peoples of the province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation, and we honor this beautiful land together. Next up, we have adoption of the meeting agenda for this evening, and that's going to be moved by Councillor Barrett and seconded by Councillor Moores. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? That is carried. And next is the adoption of the minutes from the July 14th Public Council meeting, and that will be moved by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Hillier. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? And they are carried. Next up, we have new business, and we start new business this evening with our Deputy Mayor, Andrea Goss.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I'm just going to keep it simple and mention an event that I participated in on Sunday, August 2nd, and it was the Coast 101 Challenge, softball challenge with our Special Olympics Bright Stars group. A number of members of council were there and participated. They actually played, so this is an event every year that Coast 101 comes out and challenges our Special Olympics softball group, and they really look forward to it. Thoroughly enjoy it. They get very hyped up about it, and this year they had 3 games. So there was a non-competitive, and then we have 2, they split up the competitive group because there were so many of them. And I think the mayor and I believe Councillor Butler played with Coast 101, the subpar stars and superheroes. So there's members, there's some superheroes, members of the RNC Fire Department, the Newfoundland Regiment. There's just whoever Coast can reach out to and get representation. They come out to have a game of ball, and the mayor had a pretty good hit, and Councillor Butler, she got a pretty good arm, had a good swing, got a good hit there on the softball game. I was pretty impressed. But anyway, it was a great day. The weather was fabulous. It was a huge turnout. Really, really exciting. And I just wanted to make mention, thank to Coast 101 for what they do, what they pull together. Thank all volunteers. My God, we had such a great turnout of volunteers. And it was really an exciting day on the softball field.
Conception Bay South, it was great to see them there, and of course Bill was emceeing at the microphone, and that was entertaining, I can tell you. So and I've been seeing some great results back from Medicine Hat from some of our own here in CBS and some of the other athletes that are competing there, and they're having a great time by all accounts. So it was a lot of fun to be a part of that for sure. Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, just want to note that we've got a group of young people in Corner Brook this week taking part in Newfoundland Labrador Games. Just congratulate the people in Corner Brook for taking this on. This is the 50th anniversary since 1976 for the Newfoundland Labrador Games. Of course, we hosted 2, one in 1996 and one in 2016, 20 years apart. I'm sure there were people here, I don't know if there's anybody who volunteered in 1996, but there were certainly volunteers from here in 2016. So I just want to wish our athletes best of luck. We had a note come through this afternoon that the first medal of the Games went to Ellie Stafford of our swimming program. And also want to thank all the volunteers and coaches who work so hard to get those kids to games. I've been involved with I don't know, 6 or 7, not summer games, winter games, because the sport that I was involved with was a winter sport. But I certainly understand the work that so many people put in to make this an eventuality. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Your Worship. This evening I'm going to be bringing forward an update on Seal Cove Bridge. The contractor continues to resolve the site challenges with subsurface conditions and sourcing equipment. While the outcome remains favourable, there is going to be a delay in opening the bridge. So the contractor has advised new drilling equipment is being secured and it is expected to arrive in mid-September. Once the equipment is on site, the drilling and piling work is expected to take 3 to 4 weeks to complete. Once the drilling and piling work is completed, all remaining work will be carried out, which is expected to take us from mid-September through to the end of the year. The town staff are working very diligently, and they're waiting to hear back from the contractor regarding the return to site to demo the remaining structure that's currently there, and that'll be about 2 to 3 weeks before we figure that they'll be back up on site demobilizing. There's nothing the town has done to cause this delay, and the town's not going to be incurring any additional fees or cost as a result of this delay. Again, certainly working very hard with the contractor. So all the current detours that are in place will remain in effect until the bridge is fully commissioned. So we'll certainly have staff work with the appropriate authorities, the schools, emergency services over the coming days to let them know of the extension of the bridge, the delay in it being open. But certainly not what residents wanted to hear. But when it comes to, I guess, the work that is being done and the piece of equipment that is required to complete the work that needs to be done, this is the only avenue we have at this point. And that's it.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. And I'm going to echo your disappointment with the scenario we're now faced. We were hoping that this project would be wrapped up somewhere before the end of September, and now we're into probably late fall. I guess, when does winter start? December 21st, so sometime before there, I would hope. But anyway, you know, and it seems that you know, we depend on the assessments and the work and the bidding of the contractors to make sure that they have the equipment they need on site to do these things. It appears there was a misjudgment in this case. It's unfortunate, but the unfortunate part is not the fact that they misjudged, it's the fact that the residents of Seal Cove are now being inconvenienced for a further 6 weeks at least while this bridge work is being done. However, the alternative is much worse, that you close the bridge and you don't use it anymore because it needed to be replaced. So here we are. We're replacing the bridge and we're taking our lumps along with it. But at the end of the day, I feel confident in the contractor and the ability to do the work. It's just that it'll take a little bit longer. But when it's done, the residents of Seal Cove will have a bridge that they can depend on for decades into the future and ensuring their access and so forth. So at least there's that at the end of the day. So thank you for that update. And again, Council's disappointed, but yet the work has to go on. I understand the work is going to begin again later this week on one portion of the bridge. Is that right?
We're waiting to hear back from the contractor
Okay.
to see when staff will be back up to discommission or decommission what they currently have there for drilling equipment and stuff, get that
Yeah.
off site so that when the new equipment is ready to arrive, the site will be ready for it.
And I understand there may be some other work that they can do in the meantime as well. So residents
Yes.
should see some activity up there fairly soon.
Yeah.
It's just they're still waiting. They have the equipment secured. They're just waiting on to get it on site.
Correct.
Okay, well, that's something anyway. And like you said, staff will be very diligent to ensure that things move along as quickly as possible once that happens. Thank you, Councillor Hardy, for that update. And move on now to Councillor Clooney.
I'd just like to send a bouquet to Nick and his staff for the great job they did with the Winterfest. The weekend was a great turnout, great food, great music, and enjoyed by all. It was great. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
There's none left over for anybody. Thank you, Councillor Clooney. Councillor Barrett.
Thank you, Your Worship. And Just wanted to echo Councillor Clooney's comments. I believe this is our third year hosting RibFest, and I feel like every year it gets bigger and better, and it's definitely an event that we're starting to look forward to each year. And just want to thank our recreation team for organizing that again this year, and also the vendors. One incredible 3 vendors we had. Congratulations to Krabby's for sweeping all the awards this year, and for Bercy's for doing those awards. And yeah, it's looking forward to next year already, and hope folks are having a great summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. A great job done by our recreation crew. Nick and his team did a fantastic job in getting the music. I mean, quality music, local acts, big-time act, Celtic Connection, you know, Darcy Scott and all the crew that were up. Great music, great entertainment there the weekend. And, you know, we had to bring in, I think, 30 extra tables at some point during the weekend to accommodate all the people that wanted to sit down and enjoy the show and the ribs and chicken and brisket and gator, I hear. Anyway, thank you very much, Councillor Barrett, and thank you to our recreation staff. Councillor Morris.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I just want to give some updates on the recreation. We have the Tim Hortons Pirate Day coming up on August 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m., where obviously this is at Topsail Beach for our annual Pirate Day. Enjoy gold coins, Timbit treats, Bouncy Castle's face painting, and a visit from your favorite pirates. And some new events that we have coming up is the Adult Dance 55 Plus, September 18th. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Manuels River Center. It's an evening of music and dancing with live entertainment by the Prodigals, playing a great mix of Newfoundland country favorites and classic rock hits, and there will be bar service available. And we also have a sensory space program at Manuels River Community Center. So we're excited to introduce our new sensory space program designed to provide a welcoming, inclusive environment where participants can explore, play, relax, and self-regulate through a variety of sensory experiences. Our sensory room will feature bubble tubes, textured sensory play, a sensory tunnel, rocker and spinning chairs, sensory pods, weighted items, and other engaging sensory equipment. We will be offering 2 family sensory play and teen and adult sensory sessions, and more details, including dates and age recommendations, will be coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. Yeah, and the Pirates Day is sponsored again this year by Tim Hortons, who are a great community partner here in CBS. And also, Manuels River is just, I mean, I don't know if anybody has done it yet, but if you haven't, just dropped by. You know, there's a room downstairs where you can set up your laptop, or you can have a coffee and just enjoy the view down there. It's open to the public now. It's open later. When does it close at night? 8 o'clock, yeah. Yeah, so like most evenings, it's 8 o'clock. I mean, it's never been open that late before. I'm really pleased that we're able to make it open to the public so they can just drop in and sit down, enjoy the area, enjoy the scenery down there. Fantastic location. Yeah, so if the stuff on the go, you can stay later. There you go. All right, thank you, Councillor Morris. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just to add to the special Team NL send-off on Saturday, just want a special shout out to our own CBS Bright Star, Kayla Sevier. She's a bocce singles competitor. So I wanted to thank all those who support the athletes, and I want to wish them good luck and to have fun. Also, I want to send out congratulations to Miss Claire Giovanini. She is from CBS, and she's competing in the 2026 Junior Miss Newfoundland and Labrador pageant. So we're proud to have someone from our town competing in the pageant. It will be held on September 27th. I look forward to following her on social media. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butler. And save the best for last around the table. Councillor Gerard Tilley, Ward 3, still elated over the Blue Jay win over the Red Sox last night.
Not the last. You're probably going to be the last, Your Worship. Just to expand on a couple of comments I already made on RibFest. Bigger and better every year. Thousands of people, and I had the opportunity to swing by a few times over the weekend, not to eat, just to hang around. I helped out with the rib eating contest on Saturday, and I must say, some people can eat a lot of ribs in 10 minutes. Let me tell you, it was well attended. I believe we had 22, 23 contestants, and there was a lot of ribs that went by that table in the span of 10 minutes. Great entertainment again this year. We got an extra vendor was there this year. Cashless donations in aid of Special Olympics. Some all around just a great weekend. Friday night it got pretty cool, but I mean that didn't damper anyone's spirits there the weekend. So we certainly look forward to bigger and better things for next year. Also, as well, I'd like to give a little shout out to Little Caesars Express Pizza. They had their grand opening today in Calgary, and there probably must have been some giveaways because at 10 o'clock this morning there was a lineup of 100 people outside the pizza shop. So kudos to them. Great to see another business established here in Conception Bay South. Thank you.
Received a special invite to that opening along with 30,000 of my other friends. The first 100 pizzas were free, I think, at opening this morning, medium pizza. So hopefully that went well, but it's great to have another business in Conception Bay South, and it seems that they're doing well and people know that they're there, so it was great to see that. We have on the agenda other committees. I know it's high summer, but are there any other committees this time around? Yeah, Councillor Morris, go ahead.
So I just want to let everyone know that the Downtown CBS Board is looking for a couple of new members. So if you know anyone in the area, in the downtown CBS area that works at one of those businesses that you might want to volunteer or be on a community group board, it's a great board. They do a lot of great things. So you can just go on their Facebook page and get the contact to reach out to join the board. Thank you.
Yeah, rewarding for sure. Councillor Moore is, helping build the community, and they're a great group, and they have a lot of fun, and they do some great stuff here in Conception Bay South. Okay, next up we have Finance and Admin, and I believe that's you this week, Deputy Mayor.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Mayor Bent. First item, 6A, Human Resources. Be it so resolved that Brian Crawley be confirmed as Town Manager and Chief Administrative Officer and appointed as Town Clerk as per the terms and conditions of his existing employment contract. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Hillier, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay. 6B, Human Resources, Ratification of Signing Authority. Be it so resolved that the Town Manager delegation of signing authority to the Director of Finance and the Director of Engineering and Public Works is ratified for the period of June 14th, 2026 to July 6th, 2026. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Barrett, discussion? This is just making sure that we have the proper authorities in place to sign the checks.
To cover off for
Yeah.
absence of annual leave of,
Right, cover off.
of our CAO. Yep.
Yep, somebody's got to be here to sign. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
6C, Human Resources, Delegation of Signing Authority. Be it so resolved that in the absence of the Town Manager, Town Clerk, signing authority shall be delegated to the Director of Finance or the Director of Engineering and Public Works. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hardy, discussion? Same as before.
Same as before, but going forward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Next item, 6D, Human Resources, Economic Development Manager. Be it so resolved that Andre Myers be appointed to the position of Economic Development Manager as per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Butler, discussion?
This is a new position that Andre comes into in our Economic Development Department. We've had vacancies for a while, as everyone's aware. So we are quite excited to have him come join us in this role where, he will work with Advantage St. John's on, a bigger scope with, while being our in-house community economic development connection for the town. So we look forward to Andre joining and in this role.
Yeah, it's great to have somebody back in that position to advocate on behalf of the town and
Absolutely.
To do our bidding for sure. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6E, Human Resources Fire Captain. Be it so resolved that Sean Lawler be confirmed in the position of fire captain as per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion.
So Captain Lawler has been in this position now for a year, and he will now be permanent. So we congratulate him.
Yes, congratulations, Captain Lawler. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6F, Conception Bay Area Chamber of Commerce Annual Golf Tournament. Be it so resolved that approval be given to enter a team of 4 in the Conception Bay Area Chamber of Commerce Annual Golf Tournament being held on September 17th, 2026 at the Willows at a cost of $500. Funds are available in the account as presented. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Morris, discussion.
Now, this is the annual tournament the Conception Bay Area Chamber of Commerce puts off, and this is just an opportunity for networking with other municipalities, business people, the chamber. It's an opportunity for our council to connect and network. So.
Yeah, and it's a fundraiser for the chamber, and we're
It is
happy to
indeed.
support the local business community, of course, in making fools of ourselves trying to play golf. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Next item, 6G, tax collections, list of accounts to send to Credit Recovery Limited. Be it so resolved that approval be given to send accounts identified in arrears to Credit Recovery Limited to further collection efforts. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Tilley, discussion.
This is just standard process in collections that is required under the Act, and unfortunately, it's a necessity, and that we must follow as per our municipal act.
Yeah, and these accounts have gone through multiple attempts by the town. This is not something that
Absolutely.
just happens out of the blue. I say this every time, but we go through a long process of attempts to recuperate the taxes because, you know, everybody pays their taxes, it pays for the town, and of course, it's not fair to the people that do, the people that don't. So we have to go through these processes, unfortunately.
We have to do our due diligence
Absolutely.
in collecting taxes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
6H, tax and other receivables adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivables as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Butler, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? That's carried.
6I, 2025 Consolidated Financial Statements. Be it so resolved that approval be given to accept the 2025 Consolidated Financial Statements as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Hardy, discussion. Annually, we present our audited financial statements, and we've had council's had a full review, and we met with the Grant Thornton, the auditors.
We did.
And have gotten that review, and of course, the financial statement is available to view, so people can be assured that it's a quality document, and we're very pleased with the management of our finances by our town staff and our Director of Finance over the past year, as we are each year. So thank you to them for their work, and thank you to Grant Thornton for the work that they do to ensure that it's proper and as per all the regulations. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6J, Policy, Council Remuneration. Be it so resolved that policy number 108, Councilor Remuneration, be adopted as presented. So moved.
Do we have a seconder here? Councillor Clooney, discussion?
This is a new policy, as there's never been a policy to govern council remuneration. And the purpose of this policy is to establish a fair, transparent, and predictable approach to council remuneration. This complies with the Towns and Local Service Districts Act and the Councilor Remuneration and Reimbursement Regulations. And this policy links any remuneration adjustments to the cost of living increases while placing reasonable bounds on annual increases to maintain fiscal responsibility.
Yeah, so, and I guess the key core to this policy is it sets out, I guess, maybe for the first time in what I hear a long time, and maybe never, I'm not sure, but.
I don't think there's ever been.
No, maybe it's the first time, but it ties council remuneration to the cost of living, so it's a low of 0 and a high of 3.
Yeah.
So it can't go above 3 in any given year. And it wouldn't come into effect, doesn't come into effect in 2027, it would come into effect in 2028. That would be the plan for this policy to take shape. So at this time, and these are always difficult subject matters to get into, but it's appropriate and it's time to do so, that council in Conception Bay South has not seen a across-the-board increase in pay since 2015. So this coming budget would be 12 cycles. So at this budget cycle, we are looking at adjusting the base pay for all of council, mayor, deputy mayor, and councillors, with a mind to bringing it more in step with our two closest neighboring communities and what they do, and not including St. John's, of course, they have a full-time mayor in a different process altogether, but with our neighbors, Mount Pearl and Paradise, we want to be in line with them, but we want to make sure that we keep step. We know that one of them ties increases annually to contracts that are signed. We've never done that. The only time there's been an adjustment in our remuneration here, certainly since I've been on council, was when the tax laws changed federally that affected elected municipal officials back in 2017-18, and we made an adjustment at that time. So we are looking at the numbers and to our neighbors directly next to us, keeping in mind we are the second largest population in the province, keeping in mind we have the second largest amount of infrastructure in the province, and therefore the duties fall in line with that. However, I will say that at the end of the day, I don't expect us to be in the second highest paid council in the province. We are looking very closely at all of that. But I will say this, and I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about people getting paid to do this, but it's important to note that councils do not receive any medical benefits from the town. Council doesn't receive any pension opportunities from the town. Councils don't receive gas benefits for traveling to see residents and so forth within the community or anything like that. What you get is what you get to cover all of your expenses. Of course, there is, if you have to travel outside of the community any distance or out of the province and so forth, there is remuneration for that. You get covered for your expenses as per the policy that we have online. The other thing I want to note as well, that we've had a look at this because if you go back 10 years to 2016, you'll see that the average councillor, and it says average councillor, ward councillor, at-large councillor, would net have taken home in 2016 $23,143. In 2026, that net is $23,149. So it seems like they've got a $9 increase over a 10-year period. But they actually haven't, because their contribution, if they're paying it out to CPP, has gone up by more than $900. So the difference is actually, councillor today is netting $900 less than they did 10 years ago. Deputy mayor, I'm sorry to say, but is down about $2,600. And this position here, even though it's only about $100 down overall, add the CPP into it's about $1,000 down. So mayor's job pays $1,000 less take home today than it did 10 years ago. The first job I've ever had that you got paid less the longer you stayed at it. But I don't know if that's an indication of how well I'm doing. But anyway, it certainly doesn't make any sense in any economic forecast I've ever seen for anywhere. So I think it's prudent that we take time this year to review these numbers, come up with appropriate numbers, and put forward through our budget process this fall. And we'll be doing that over the next little while and see where it takes us. But certainly we want to stay in step with our neighbors. and we don't want to go out of step with them either. So it's important that we give it a good look. And we're doing that, and we'll have that, more information on that when we get into our budget process later this year. Anything else anyone wanted to say before I call for a vote? Yes, Councilor Barrett, sorry.
I just wanted to say, I mean, this is one of those things that every budget time, it's just kind of a bit of an awkward situation where you're like, well, what do we do, what do we not? You know, none of us are in it for the money. But at the same time, like, it's the conversations you have. And now with this policy, should it pass tonight, then that's done, you know? And should a future council want to amend that, so be it. But at least now there's a policy in place that can help govern and legislate what it is that we want to do. The other side of that is we literally had half of the candidates run in 2025 than we did in 2021. And I think as a democracy, as for governance and some of these considerations, I think there are things that we could do as a council, as a town, to help encourage that, help encourage candidates to come forward and help run this beautiful community we call home. And so I think this is another means, if you kind of have a different lens on it, I think this is another mechanism that we can use and employ to do those things. So, you know, a bit of an ugly topic I know people don't like, but I think it's something that we needed to explore for sure. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, did anybody else want to speak to the policy change? So the policy that the Deputy Mayor has put forward is it lays out the remuneration process, and it lays out the attachment to the cost of living adjustment that would start in 2028 at, if it's 0, it's 0. If it's 3, it's 3. If it's 12, it's still 3. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried?
And that's everything for finance and administration. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. And I believe I'm going to Josh Barrett, Councillor at Large for engineering tonight. Is that right?
Excuse me, Mayor, I'm in conflict as I have a family member who works with one of the companies.
There we go. Okay, thank you.
I'm in that category as well. I have a family member who works for Farrell's.
Okay, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. Well, let us proceed. 7A, approval to award street patching. Be it so resolved to engage Modern Paving Limited to patch Marvel Place at a cost of $41,125 plus HST. Funds to be taken from the asphalt account, and the account number is listed. And further, be it so resolved to engage Farrell's Excavating Limited to patch Anthony's Road at a cost of $119,430 plus HST. Funds to be taken from the asphalt account. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hilliard, discussion.
Yes, Your Worship. Just some patchwork on the roads provided until we're in a position to pave the full road.
Okay, perfect. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is planning, and yes, Councillor Tilley, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. 2 development applications and 4 planning matters to bring ahead this evening. Item 8A, 42 Uplands Road, side yard setback variance. Be it so resolved that in accordance with sections 3.12 subsection 1 and 10.11 subsection 3 of the town's development regulations, application number 7113 to subdivide the property at 4244 Uplands Road into 2 service residential lots with a variance to reduce the side yard setback to 4.5 meters for the existing residential building with 4 dwelling units be approved. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hilliard, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
Item 8B, 331 Conception Bay Highway, request for waiver of fees. Be it so resolved that the building permit and site improvement permit fees for the proposed building expansion, renovations, and site improvements at 331 Conception Bay Highway be waived. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler, discussion.
Yes, Your Worship, for the benefit of residents, this address is the Salvation Army Church, and they are doing some expansion and some renovations to improve their church, so council has made a decision to waive those fees.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
8B, planning matters. The first one is Development Regulations Amendment Number 69, 2026, building height in Regional Centre Zone, adoption. Be it so resolved that under authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Conception Bay South hereby adopts Conception Bay South Development Regulations Amendment Number 69, 2026. So moved.
Seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion.
And Your Worship, that's in reference to the new community centre.
Yes, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
Item 8B, Municipal Plan Development Regulation Amendments, Transportation Policies and Regulations in reference to ATV use and trails. Be it so resolved that under authority of Section 23 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, and in consideration of Commissioner Trainor's report, Municipal Plan Amendment Number 29, 2025, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 48, 2025, are approved as adopted. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hilliard, discussion. All in favor?
Yes, Mayor, if I
sorry?
may.
Yep.
For a moment, I just want to speak to this item. So we have an ATV committee, active ATV committee in the community, and council has been working with them. And some time back, they want to develop an ATV trail, and it would be a dedicated motorized trail that would be, from what I understand, it would be on the south side of Peacekeepers Way, on the Route 60 that way, and it would be what they've called kind of a bypass trail that they would be able to get end to end in the community. And they made application to Crown Lands a few years back, and Crown Lands couldn't approve their application because our municipal plan and our development regulations did not accommodate for ATV trails. So we needed to do an amendment. And so we've worked with them closely. We've gone through all the processes for amending our municipal plan as we would with any amendment request. And this is the last step was our commissioner, our independent commissioner, and he made the recommendation, and we reviewed it and accepted it. And so now this is we're bringing this motion forward. So this is a big step for the ATV committee and for our community. Thank you.
Yes, and a lot of work with the committee and yourself and others to make sure we're moving this down the road, or down the trail, I guess I should say. Anything further on the bypass? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? That's carried.
Item C, rezoning 173, 185 Monument and 251 Spruce Hill Roads. Be it so resolved that under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Conception Bay South adopts the Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment Number 43, 2026, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 67, 2026. And further, be it so resolved that under authority of Section 19 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, Ms. Marie Ryan be appointed as Commissioner to hold a public hearing and complete a report respecting Municipal Plan Amendment Number 43, 2026, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 67, 2026. And further, be it so resolved that under authority of Sections 18 and 21 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, a public hearing regarding Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment Number 43, 2026, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 67, 2026, be held at 7 p.m. on September 16, 2026, at the Conception Bay South Town Hall, and that should the town receive no written submissions up to 2 days before the scheduled date, the public hearing will be cancelled. So moved.
We have a seconder. Councillor Clooney, discussion.
Yes, Your Worship, this is just part of the application process for someone puts in a rezoning request.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
And the last item, 18 Tobin's Place, disposal of town land. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 190 of the Towns and Local Service Districts Act, council sell for economic development purposes a maximum of 425 square meters of land at 18 Tobin's Place to the owner of 16 Tobin's Place for $67.23 per square meter, in consideration that the land would be incorporated into the property at 16 Tobin's Place. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
And that's it from Planning and Development, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Moving on to procurement, that is Councillor Clooney. Councillor Clooney.
Thank you, Your Worship. 11A, approval to dispose of Unit 200, 2016 Dodge Ram 3500 Crew Cab 4x4. Be it resolved that approval be given to dispose of Unit 200 due to repair expenditures exceeding the asset's remaining economic value. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Barrett, in discussion? That's just an old truck that's worth more than to fix it. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
11B, 11B, approval to purchase Zamboni batteries. Be it resolved that approval be given to purchase new Zamboni batteries for the CBS Arena Zamboni from Saunders Equipment Limited in the amount of $26,150.46 plus HST. Funds are available in capital out of revenue. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Your Worship, this is, the batteries are being replaced because they're worn out. (11C), approval to award limited call for proposals 2602 for exclusive snack vending contract. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award limited call for proposals 26-02 for exclusive snack vending contracts to Avalon Vending Services Incorporated as per the terms outlined in the contract. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Moores, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Councillor Clooney. And last on the list, we have orders. Who might be doing orders tonight? Who would like to do orders tonight? Councillor Tilley.
I'll do orders this evening, Your Worship. Item 12A, 25 Greslett Place, revoke order. Be it so resolved that under authority of Section 102.3 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the October 16, 2024 order requiring cessation of business activity at 25 Greslett Place be revoked in consideration that the property owner has complied with the order. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 12B, 41 Chanterelle Drive, revoke order. Be it so resolved that under authority of Section 102, subsection 3 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the November 9, 2023 order requiring cessation of hobby farm operations at 41 Chanterelle Drive be revoked in consideration that the property owner has complied with the order. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried. And that is all I see on the agenda for this evening, so we'll move next to adjournment. We'll be back here again on September the 1st to start the fall sessions and work our way towards Budget 2027, and heads drop around the table. Anyway, sharpen your pencils and get your do-a-tangs and loose leaf ready for the fall session, and we'll get at that. So I'll call for a motion for adjournment by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Barrett. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you and good evening.